good morning, and good night. Thanks again for downloading the Body Snatchers podcast. And when you listen, stream, or download straight to your device, Castbox is your best option. Remember, if you like what you hear today, don't forget to subscribe and comment. So let's get started. Enjoy the show.
All right, guys. Good morning, good night. Thank you for choosing the Body Snatchers podcast. Here we are on video. Steve, what are you doing? Drinking a beer?
No, I'm drinking water. You can see me now.
Oh my goodness. Yes, not to throw off people who are listening, but this will be on our YouTube hopefully because we're trying to do this whole video podcast thing, get this off the ground. I'm your host Tino, joined by Steven, who is belching and drinking a beer. Probably
Sort of, how's everyone doing today?
We're doing fine.
Wait, it's not live.
We're doing fine, Steven. Yeah. I got you, bro. You don't gotta.
There you go.
You don't gotta be alone. This is kind of a weird experience, like being able to see him in my own greasy mug while we're talking. But we will do our best to entertain, discuss, describe things.
Right.
As you guys all know, the highly anticipated Smash Bros. Ultimate has finally come out, and I've probably got like a solid, maybe like 15 hours into it already, which is impressive considering the amount of crap I've had to do since it launched. How about you?
Like 40.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I haven't done this with the game in a long time, but I've just been putting in work. It's easy to lose yourself in this game.
I mean, and I've sunk in hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, a game. You know, I'm not jacking my own wiener here, but a game that you're good at, you can play for a long time. It's probably why you played Red Dead Redemption for like fucking 45 minutes and went to bed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that 45 hours was not a lot of time. Excuse the fuck out of me. But we're not here to talk about that shitty game. We're here to talk about Smash Bros. And Smash Bros. It's been decent, man. I've got all the characters unlocked already, which was it was a pain in the ass. It was a grind, but it was worth it because I feel like
you got them all unlocked in the adventure, or the everything else, I guess.
No, and everything else, not in the adventure. Like my initial plan was to just pace myself and get through the adventure, and then it became obvious that it's going to take a really long time to do it through adventure mode, and that's okay. Like it is really fun, but like outside of that, like I really wanted to have options. If I have friends come over, you know, we're playing on, you know, my Smash, I want to be able to like, hey man, you know, jump in, choose any character that you want to, like, you know, knock yourself out. So, you know, now I've got that out of the way, everybody's good, and now I can focus back on the adventure, which is dope as hell, by the way. Like this kind of gives a whole new spin to Smash Bros for me, I think.
Well, you exchanged the story for gameplay, which I'm fine with that. Like I said, Minecraft is one of our favorite games, and the story is goose egg. I was gonna do the Black Panther thing because I'm a minority, but I can't do some things.
Excuse me. You have to wait till February. That's the only time, or maybe February is the only time you can't do it. You know what? Don't do it in February. Bad call.
I'm just it's all these rules. I'm just not going to do it at all.
I said that against my better judgment. Don't do it in February. The shortest month of the year. It's our month though, god damn it. So,
but there is a story to this, but you're not going to see a lot of cutscenes in it, but the gameplay is amazing because you can use your main through the whole thing, and they got this like side perks, sidekicks I'd call them, that are called spirits, and then they have side perks that you can load into them, right? And the combinations,
your sidekicks get sidekicks.
Exactly, and the combinations are endless. Like you can have a card from a sub character from an old Mega Man cartoon, and they'll have the ability to have items hover towards you when you're near them, or sticky surfaces don't affect you, or you can't put fog on the stage, which they sound trivial, but you're going to need a lot of this stuff in some of the hard levels because some of them are just ridiculous that I haven't even beat yet. I had to go around like I was being bullied. I had to take the long way home.
I mean, I was in the same boat myself. You know, we were discussing earlier briefly, but just to reiterate for the listeners, when I was moving along in the game, I had no idea that you could that it was necessary to have spirits, you know, specifically for that stuff. So I got to one level where I think it was like a high wind level, and I was getting my ass stomped clean the fuck out. Like I had no chance of getting through it. And the character that I was fighting, I forget who it was. It might have been
Rob.
was it Bowser? No, it was that fucking mini Bowser, Bowser Jr. or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was whooping my ass, and there was just nothing I could do. I was trying desperately to get through it. And finally, after maybe like 30, 45 minutes of L's, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to back away. I'm just going to take a second. Give me a second. I went to one of the areas around the corner, beat whoever the hell that was in like 2 seconds. As soon as it was beat, came back. Well, I'm sorry. As soon as it was beat, I realized that the spirit that I got from that mission was a spirit that kills high winds. I was like,
Right.
oh, okay. I think it was Snorlax. So I had Snorlax now, and he was a secondary spirit. So you got your main spirit, your sub spirit to that. So Snorlax is one of them. He kills high winds. I equipped it, went back over there. Now those winds had no effect on me, like blowing me off the stage where I'm constantly like trying to fight and move. I can't. But now, like, I'm decent. So I get in there,
And
stop
it
it out in 2
matters.
seconds. It really does matter.
Yeah, you need to save these cards that seem trivial because they're gonna come out in a very big way.
Well, yeah, like some of the Mega Man character missions. I think there's like a bunker area that you get to, and they got a whole bunch of them in there. And,
Yeah, you got like 12 of those motherfuckers.
and it's like electric floors everywhere. I was like, oh, this sucks, So I mean, you're kind of limited to it, and that's another thing is some of those slots. So for instance, like in a perfect world, you get 3 slots, that you can choose, but you have to mix and match. So most of your generic powers, like one will be like a strength boost, one will be like, let's just say a defensive boost for simplicity's sake, and then one will be maybe you start with a weapon. So that's 3 of them. Oh, okay, cool. Well, you might need to let's just say the high wind mission. And this isn't accurate. I forget off the top of my head, but just for the sake of explaining it, you have 3 slots available. You have 3 spirits in those slots, so you're good. Well, now you need Snorlax in order to win. Let's say he costs 2 slots, so you have to make that tough choice of unequipping one of your, really 2 of your 3 spirits that you usually use for that whatever boost you thought you were gonna get to equip Snorlax. So I kind of like that they did it that way. That kind of makes it more fun.
And that's a sub spirit, we'll call them. And the spirit that you're using, you're not just because you raised it, you're not going to be able to use that in every match because they got like a 3-way weakness, like a rock paper scissors kind of thing.
Yeah.
To where if you use that spirit in that fight, it's not going to work out. So you need to have a lot of spirits raised. You raise them with battles and items and all that. And some spirits even transform. Well, I say evolve, but they transform into something new, and it's pretty cool because they're pretty powerful.
Agreed. And before we get on to the next subject, pause. Does everybody agree with me that Steven looks kind of like an albino Ninja Turtle, kind of like Ralph?
It's hard, dude. I got all these lights, and I got like a combination of them, and if I turn them on, I think my whole screen will turn Caucasian.
I just
forgot. Which isn't a bad thing.
You're Hispanic, but you physically have the ability to reflect sunlight. And I think that's impressive.
I have allergies all over. Like I take enough medicine in the morning to kill a horse, so I don't like the sun.
I'm surprised you didn't find a way to bring Red Dead in that.
No, I'm trying to like wean myself away. Even though the beta online was amazing, I'll talk about that some other time. But you can't hate Smash, and that the fact that they kept my main Marth just as he was when I left him is phenomenal. They got all these other characters, these fucking Pokemon, the wrestler, what's his name? Inferior?
Yeah.
it's like he's so OP and he's so animated and it looks so awesome.
He's
and then you have Marth.
As hell though. Have you fought him like in the main game?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't ready for what he had coming on. Like I'm looking at him and I read a couple things like his crits are a bit ridiculous. So I thought I poked the bear, I'm like, wait buddy, what are you doing? He was not going for that shit. He was not. Don't poke the bear.
Especially at the beginning to where he has no damage on him and you can't bounce him back.
No.
He can just power through anything. So I just, I'm a defensive player, so I just scatter about and I throw rocks at him.
Yeah, he hit me like 3 times and I was out of there. I was like, okay, all right, let me switch my strategy up a little bit. Yeah, I use Kirby. I love Kirby. Like he's by no means the most powerful character. I know that, but from from nostalgia.
If you're good with them, that's fine.
No, I'm decent with Kirby, but when I was a kid, and Smash Bros was out like on the N64, like that was just like the most fun character for me. Like I like Mario a lot too, and I know they've had all these characters over the years, and characters that I actually really like, but I don't want to main them. I just don't love them. Like for me, it's a fun factor, and I just love Kirby. You knock my ass out the ring, think it's over, boom, I got 6 of these Huff and Puffs. I'm coming back, to get my revenge, or I'm flying out of there because his defense is kind of trash.
Well, Martha's my champion, but with this game, it has so many characters. You're gonna have to rotate. Like you'll have a champion, then you'll have your mains that you use on the side, like Ike. I love Ike because he has that big heavy sword, and it's just easy to wield. I like Mega Man too because he's just that jumper to get out of the way. Like me, I don't like to fight head on. Normally, I like to set back and I like to make him make mistakes and chase me and all that.
Yeah.
So those three, maybe Bowser, but he's just a brawler. Like you can't run with Bowser; he's too bulky.
I like Cloud and Meta Knight a lot as well. I know Meta Knight, he's still in Kirby's universe. I don't give a fuck. I love Meta Knight.
He's a lot cooler than Kirby.
Wow. Have you ever used Kirby after he absorbs Meta Knight? Then he's mini Meta Knight.
It's so ridiculous. It's so stupid.
Why do you gotta
What a
hate?
stupid character.
What did Kirby ever do to you?
He existed, and then that was it for me.
That's a goddamn shame.
Gumball with shoes, and now he's making all these games, and now he's in Smash Brothers as a lone survivor.
He's a great character.
Anybody who comes to me with Kirby, I'm fucking sending them to the moon.
Send me to the moon, motherfucker. I mean, he does hang out in the stars. He rides a giant star. Yeah, you didn't think that one through.
It's a wash. It's a wash.
Fuck it, I'll take it. He was the only survivor in the trailer. But yeah, I mean, this is solid, and they add like a ton of like little intricate things in the game, that just make it worthwhile. And not to be scatterbrained and be all over the place, but going back to this whole adventure story mode that they added in there, I really like the shops that they added. There's certain times, as you're excuse me, moving through the board, where you'll come across an area, you beat a character, and then unlocks like a shop, and then from that point you can train like new element type techniques to your characters, to your spirits, I should say. I think that's pretty cool. And you can even make them go and look for items, which can take different increments of actual real world time. 2 hours, 6 hours are the ones that I've unlocked so far. I'm sure they've got probably more than that, for like rare items or a chance to get rare items. The only thing is, once
I never seen anything special yet. Have you?
I haven't gotten anything worthwhile yet.
Because all my powerful ones, I'm not sending in there. Maybe that's it. You got to send someone that's OP in there.
I've sent a couple of my OP ones in there just to see, and regardless, it didn't change the outcome. So I mean, I think it's just a chance, and a way to get extra items. So whatever, it's not bad. The items area where you can actually buy them, I thought that was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, and the store stocks up and gives you deals and all that.
Yeah, you can buy spirits. You can spirits, like they have different types, like different categories that they belong to. I think the game kind of breaks them down as being like a token or a chip. So let's just say, and this again isn't 100% accurate, but let's say you have like maybe like a fighter token and like a defensive token, just to make things really simple. Whatever spirit category that it belongs to, you can get rid of that spirit and break it down into just that token. And the reason that that's relevant is later in the game, when you get to these shops, you have I'm sorry, not even the shops, forget the shops for a second. You have the ability to summon spirits like anytime you want. So as you're moving through, you'll have spirits that you unlock, and if you have the right like token chip requirement necessary to unlock them, in addition to points, spirit points is a thing that it's kind of tough to explain. Like, it's just points that you get for playing the game. You get them for logging into it. Like, once you play, you'll see it's a huge element of the game. It'll say SP points. But yeah, I mean, so if you hit the requirements and you're willing to sacrifice some of your spirits in order to get whatever this awesome spirit is, then it's worth it. I say take a peek at it. I got for the time being, I have everything that I want that's worth getting. But I'm anxious to see what else is out there, because Steven was sending me some screenshots of a bunch of stuff that I haven't even come across yet. And I don't think you're probably not too much further than me, because I've done like a little over 200 battles, I think, because it tells you like how many you've beaten or whatever. Are you like well beyond that?
Yeah. I don't know how much I am now, but that spirit is it's still going for me. Like I still have shit that's in the clouds that's fogged.
Yeah, I have
And
tons of stuff still.
but then
Somehow.
again, I've been playing with people online, and before you know it, it's been 4 hours because I play with stock. Some people do time. I don't like time because fluke happens. You know, it's stock. Eliminate them, you win. It's just that easy. So I'll do 10 or 15 stock. So we'll do a couple games, and before you know it, it's a fucking hour.
I mean, that's the fun of Smash though. Like
It is.
it's got that core element that's never changed. And for me, I've always been like a huge, you know, Smash fan growing up. Like it's just in 2018, it's so fun to play this game, and like as I'm playing it, and it's still great, like it's still the same game, but like I have
Hmm.
these constant like, you know, reminiscent flashbacks of being, God, I was probably maybe like 10 years old, you know, sleeping over at a friend's house, plugging in Smash, you know, ordering pizza, staying up all night trying to you know, beat, you know, Metal Mario and run through the targets and just all that fun stuff. And it's just so cool that you have a game that like has aged so well. You know, they haven't butchered it, they haven't needed to manipulate it. The graphics a little bit crispier, but they're still the fun, you know, graphics. Like this game again is only you know, actually I don't know if I mentioned it recently, but it's only 14 point something gigs. It's not super heavy, and for everything that you get out of it, all the music soundtracks they added to it, I think there's hundreds in there.
I feel like it should be a lot bigger with how many levels, how big the levels are. Some of these levels are huge. I think what was it, like 12 or 16 players can play?
You know how many times I would be in a level and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm definitely dead. I'm like, oh wait, there's more.
There's
There's
more.
more. Jesus. And you know, I really like some of the levels that just manipulate as you're moving along. You know, like that's really, really cool. Like I got one that's probably easier for audio listeners to listen to, where you've got a train that's like going, and as it's going, shit's happening. You know, where another car is smashing into the back, and you got to jump onto this car, or it's breaking off, and you got to hurry up and get off, or
Mhm.
you know, like something comes through and shoots bullets, or they got planes that are flying and it's moving, you know, up and down, diagonally, sideways. You're just like, oh shit, dude, like you gotta really pay attention, and that's
To
that adds a lot to it. The levels are probably the most difficult part of this game.
well, to me, since I'm mostly a defensive player, anything the level can do for me that I know I'm gonna use. Like there used to be this level. It's one of the three levels that they took out. It was Pokemon balloons. Do you remember that level
Vaguely.
where they were just giant Pokemon like that you would see at the Macy's parade,
Yeah.
and you would jump over them, and I used to love that one because people would get stuck, and I knew when you had to jump, when to speed up and everything, and they would always get caught. But I just liked how the environment moved, and now they're doing the same thing to where the transition is so smooth and fluent that if I actually get to know them, which there's a lot of levels, so it's gonna take a while still. It's going to work to my advantage, especially if someone's good. If someone's good and they're pressing an attack on me and I can use these levels, it can probably get me the win, be honest.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what they're there for. But again, they can also be, you know, used against you. So you've got people on the other side of that fence. So like,
Hmm.
especially the first time playing this game, there's a lot of levels that I'm not familiar with. So you know, I'll be focusing on whatever the hell's going on and at that time in the level, and you know, focusing on going against you know, whomever my opponent or opponents are, and then the level just is like things are about to get crazy, and it's like if you're not ready for that, you're in for a ride. You're in for a rude
Right, and then
awakening.
you get rocked with a capsule from across the fucking level.
Right.
There's a bomb in it.
Some of these got to be giving somebody a seizure. Got to be.
Somebody has to be taking a hit on this. But to me, this is one of the greatest fighting games because there's so many people that are so unique. Anybody that plays this game is gonna find a character that they can adapt to, that they can use, and just fuse with and learn from. And then it's that's gonna be their guy that they can move faster than anybody else. They'll be stronger than anybody else.
Yeah.
And in other games, it's like in Tekken, there's a difference between King and Law, clearly. But there's not that much of a difference. Square and triangle does something when you push them together, but in Smash Brothers, they all move differently.
You had me until you said that. What I'll say,
You remember I beat you 3 times in a row.
dude, I beat you
Tekken.
like 17, 18 times in a row.
We don't got video of that though.
I do. And I'll
This is
post
going on YouTube. I might make that video follow up after this one. It's 15 minutes clean.
if you want to see yourself getting your shit pushed in, then keep talking. Keep talking.
I got the video somewhere. I got the video
I
somewhere.
got Flash Magic with 3 matches. That's not the same. But anyways,
It can all Flash Magic. It can also be called a Shining Wizard for those at home.
why don't we stick to one thing? Because I don't want to talk about that train wreck. I'm surprised you brought that up. You must have brought it up because Gia's not here to remind you of what happened. But anyways,
Well, she's gonna listen. I got video. You don't got nothing. You got glasses.
I literally have all the videos still. You thought I was gonna get rid
I
of
don't
that?
think so.
Me?
You got a 10-second clip. That probably wasn't even me.
Okay. You're gonna make me post it tonight, and I'm not in the mood. So anyways, going back to your reference though, I don't really completely agree with you. I think that Tekken does have tons of differences between the characters and versatility. Like there's a lot going on. However, Smash Bros. It has even more to an extent. You've got that roster, I believe, is 58 characters. It'll be 59 once Piranha Plant drops in January, which what a ripoff. I'm so mad that we don't have him yet. We'll come back to that. But I mean the bigger issue here is our point that I'm trying to make rather is just there's way more in Smash. I mean, again, 58 characters and none of them play the same. So they might have some similarities. Like if you're looking at, let's say Mario and Luigi, there's a handful of characters where like, okay, I kind of see what you did with that. But it's almost like there's different types of characters at this point. Kind of like, Street Fighter with like charge characters or, something of that nature would probably be the best way to break down Smash loosely. So, for me, like I really enjoy Kirby, but I mean, if I picked up, Mario, since we're just talking about him and I had the idea like I'm hitting these buttons, so, these are going to be the results. Not at all.
Well, this is an insanely unique game. And to bring up something you said, even though you think I don't listen to you, I listen to you more than you think. It's impossible for me to listen to Gia because I don't know what's wrong there. But you always say that fighting games, they're amazing and they're good. Tekken is good. Xenoverse, good. But fighting games always tend to run their course.
They do. But this game, and it's not just Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's Smash Bros. Like just as a whole. It's different, man. It's it's
the gameplay though, right? That keeps us there.
Well,
that makes it sell so good.
Smash Bros. Is like it's a lot like Mario Party in a way, but it gets straight to the point and it gets serious, so it's got this playful factor that like nobody picks up Street Fighter and plays the bonus missions with a group of friends where like you're having a bunch of fun doing those, like remember back in the day, like, oh, we're gonna punch the shit out of this car for points, or something like that. It's fun, but it's not as fun as fighting a giant Donkey Kong and having all these goofy weapons and then beating the shit out of somebody with it. And then on top of that, like, yeah, the whole atmosphere is Nintendo, but it's not limited to Smash. Like there's games where let's take Tekken 7 for instance. Like with this game, they've been trying really hard to have add-on bonuses. We're like, oh, we're gonna add in Noctis or we're gonna add in Negan. And whatever, like, you got a small fan base that comes over for it, but with Smash Bros, I mean, you've got Mario, you've got Duck Hunt, you've got Donkey Kong, you've got Mega Man, the list is just stupid. So, I mean, if you're a fan of any of those things, then it's going to be a good time. And each character doesn't feel like they half-assed it to, shove it in the game, but like it really has its own unique feel. And I think that matters. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
What did you think of that? Negan going into Tekken. I never asked you.
I mean, I think it's all right. To me, it's kind of random. I think there's a lot of other characters they could have done. It just seems kind of weird to me.
That's what I think, because Negan is just a bad guy with a bat, correct? These are super killers.
Kind of. I mean, if you watch
martial artists,
the Tekken, movies and anime and all that stuff that comes with it, some of those guys are just martial artists and they're portrayed differently. Like honestly, I could see them putting in Negan into like one of those like anime movies that they have and having it make sense. Honestly.
Yeah, every fighting game has the token cop that uses like brawling techniques.
Yeah, like some of those guys legit like don't have any powers and yet somehow go toe to toe. But when you watch like the anime movies Like take like the Fatal Fury movies with Terry
Mhm.
Bogard. I don't know if you ever watched any of those, but all the fighters in the game are pretty much on equal footing for the most part. But when it
Right.
comes to the show or the anime rather, like Terry is like fucking up here. Like he's on, a whole nother playing field, so that he can fight those bosses. So like when they run in, let me roll it back a little bit, something a little bit more relatable. Goku and the Z fighters. So
Oh,
if
I know them.
yeah, you know them. We can relate. I get you, Tino. So with Goku and the Z fighters, if you're fighting Frieza and a handful of henchmen, like Goku can fight everybody on a level playing field from the Z fighters. And when I say Z fighters, let's say that he shows up with Tien and Yamcha. Those two are not going to be fighting Frieza. You know what I'm saying? Like on the same
Right.
level. And that's kind of like how Tekken movies, come together, So everybody's not like the same. Like you've got your fighters where they kind of do their thing amongst themselves, but then towards the end, that's when you get, Devil Jin who's going to fight, who the fuck ever, and that's when you're like, "Oh god, let me just back up for a second here."
Can I just add? I'm very disappointed in our Body Snatchers community because you put in a poll to see who would win in a fight, Yamcha or the Ant King.
The Ant King would blow his fucking back out.
It would blow his back out.
Like-
it would be like at the end of a filler episode to where he killed Yamcha.
Clearly these people haven't seen Hunter x Hunter. Like, you guys got to understand, Dragon Ball Z is OP. They're on another level. Even Yamcha is definitely on another level. I did another
He's
one for
powerful.
fun where I had Yamcha versus Sato the other day from Bleach. What are they? I think they call him Chad or whatever. I'm so used to calling him Sato, but he's an Earthling, and he's got his what do they call it, the Fullbringer abilities. Like he's swole, and Yamcha, in my honest opinion, would still beat him down pretty bad. I think Chad could get some good licks in, but it's over. That makes
Well,
sense.
they're both
though.
humans, right?
Yeah, they're both humans, different universes,
Yeah,
so it's hard
I
to
could
gauge.
see that one.
But
I could see that one.
I could see Yamcha, definitely, winning. Even if Chad were to catch him somewhat off guard, I still see him winning.
Right.
But against the Ant King, have you seen that arc? Like
It's powerful. That the ending
Hunter
to where his last battle was. He was moving so fast.
don't.
I'm not going to spoil it for anybody.
But
But
Hunter x Hunter is, as far as anime quality is concerned, like what you get out of it, like it's up there. It's way above Dragon Ball Z.
I put you onto that.
No, you didn't put me onto it. It was just I'd never finished watching it.
Oh, you started it, then you went back.
Yeah, and I mean, because for a long time, literally years, kind of like one of those One Piece things. I never thought it was bad. It's just the first like 5 episodes are really hard to swallow. But once
like One Piece, everyone was telling me that it's not good, and just when you get bored, you try the popular stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so I turned it on, and I was messaging you. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. This is good. And before you knew it, it was over, and it was.
Well, yeah,
simple and clean.
and I meant to come back to it. I see what you did there. That's simple and clean reference.
Oh, that's gonna be the next game. I can't wait.
Speaking of which, did you hear that song?
Simple and clean?
Where
No, never heard of it.
Utada, I forget how to pronounce her name. Forgive me, podcast. But the woman who did Simple and Clean and did Sanctuary, they're bringing her back, but she's doing it with Skrillex.
Really?
Yeah, I heard it. It may look. I'm gonna give it a chance.
It may be on your Spotify because I seen something, but
I didn't add it to my spot. I'll tell you that right now. I saw the video.
I was on Pornhub, so.
Okay, well, I already went to their like personal Twitter page and was like, I'm offended, but let me listen to it a few more times. Yeah. Either one or two things are gonna happen. Either it's gonna get no likes, or people are gonna be like, "Shut up, Kingdom Hearts is perfect." I mean, it's pretty good. It's good, but I don't know, man. It's just not.
I think
what I wanted. I guess.
Coming for full circle with Smash Brothers, I think video games are about to get a lot better because this year was a great year for video games. Like we got a lot of masterpieces in this game.
Yeah, they got a lot of money from me.
Yeah, a lot of money from us.
They got a lot of money.
Don't get angry at me. I told you to share play.
On Switch?
No, on PlayStation at least.
Yeah, you didn't think it through, did you? Why should
You're buying PlayStation games still, motherfucker?
Okay, but why should I share? my hard-earned money with other people.
Here we go. Here we go.
What the fuck for? If I'm a share play, it's gonna be in my own house with my other PlayStation.
You don't need two.
Yes,
You
do.
barely have time to get to the one.
I need one for the bedroom.
You don't sleep at night. You don't have no time to get to two PlayStations.
That's because I'm in the living room. What if Kathy needs it? Don't make this difficult. Don't make this complicated.
No, but they're back to Smash Brothers. The online, it's good. Don't worry about it. You got it. No matter how many people you're playing with, it's gonna treat you right. I mean, I haven't played with more than 4 people, but with those 4 people, I felt like they were playing right in front of me, which is good.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're getting pretty close on time here. The last thing regarding
30
Smash.
minutes already. Fuck.
Yeah, right, dude. Time flies when you're talking about Smash. When you're smashing.
I did 2 of them.
Yeah,
I did 2 of them.
Are you double fisting? It's probably like 2 penises for you, huh? Queer.
Got him.
I'm just kidding. You can do what you want to do. It's your sexual world, bro.
I'm metrosexual, not bisexual, or fuck. I almost said I'm not heterosexual.
I feel like you're the last person who should be trying to talk about it. You're gonna offend the hell out of somebody. So, anyways, though, these me characters, these custom characters, are the truth. I am having so much fun playing with those.
And I'm glad they did, because I don't want one character, no matter if it's me or, my character. I don't want one character lacking in this game, and they did just that, which I'm proud of. I'm proud that they put all their hard work into it, and they made it something. It's making me hype up Kingdom Hearts, because it's taken so much time, and they have so much time to work on it, and they're being super careful, which I feel like they did with this game. They're going to do that with Kingdom Hearts, so it's going to be safe to hype it up.
We'll see. I mean, the last game regarding your Kingdom Hearts statement that Square Enix put out that took way too long to make was Final Fantasy 15. And as much as the community bitches about, oh well, they cut up the game or they're adding add-ons that could have been there from the get-go, shut up, shut the hell up.
I wish more games.
Good.
I wish more games would get a single player, like, say, I don't know how they would do it, Spider-Man or God of War, but then you come out with the DLC multiplayer. I think that's a phenomenal idea.
Well,
and I would throw
Final Fantasy, way off subject here, but since we keep bringing up random games, just remember the Comrades DLC last year?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was fun.
Dude, they just did a major update on it.
Did they?
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, but like everything that I've seen looks legit as hell. And I heard that they fixed the load times, because when we did our show on it last November,
long time.
I remember that being my biggest issue with it was the load times were just stupid, because it was like an add-on, but I think that the next download you do, it's almost like adding on a secondary game.
We should definitely get back into that then, because I'll do anything to Final Fantasy 15. That game was magic.
Yeah, we'll get on that this week. It's probably going to be a little bit difficult with Smash being out right now, but fuck it. By the weekend, we'll make it.
Did you play all the Kingdom Hearts games?
Truthfully, in the past, I can't remember what I played or didn't play.
Well, I was asking you because there was this. I wish I could give them credit on YouTube, but I'm not going to be on my phone right now. They have all the cutscenes in a row to get you caught up with the story to go to 3. Even if you didn't play the 2.8, which I know that you were very there was a lot of friction between you in that game. There's a clip to just keep you on the steps up to 3, and you played 1 and 2, which is the main ones, but this video will get you we'll fill in some of the blanks so that you can
I'm gonna have them all finished before the game comes out. So right now, just this what was it, September, I just went back, I beat Kingdom Hearts 1 fully, start to finish. I beat Chain of Memories start to finish. I'm about halfway.
I love that game.
Oh, Chain of Memories, well, we'll touch base on another night, but Chain of Memories, I'm about halfway through it. Not Chain of Memories, I beat Chain of Memories. Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm about halfway through that. And then once I finish beating that, then I've got 2 more that I should be able to knock out, which will give me the bulk of what I need, because it's been so long and the games are so scattered and mixed, because the story is super convoluted. Even if you sit down and watch all the clips front to back, it's super confusing because there's so many characters. In fact, Steven, I think that maybe beginning of January, let's say first week, we should do a discussion on some of the first games, just
Definitely.
hit people with a lot of general info, because I even have a lot of notes that I took just on them, while playing them, things that in 2018 that I find to be more interesting.
Yeah, I played every game twice, and it's still complicated, but I keep up with the videos, so I know how to connect the dots here and there. The main one, have you played Birth by Sleep?
I don't think I finished it, but that's one of the ones that I plan on
You're
finishing.
familiar with it, right?
Yeah.
That's the one where it starts getting like really really big,
Yeah.
where it starts expanding the universe. So
We'll see, but even between, well, I guess here we'll hold it off for like the next show, because we're definitely at time. So
yeah,
I don't
but if
know.
you want to do a Kingdom Hearts show, I'm definitely down. But I'm out of beer, so we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm definitely done with this. So, Steven, why don't you take us out?
All right, guys, thanks for joining us on our first live video feed. Wherever you're watching us, like, share, subscribe, please. And for Tino and Steve, tell someone you love them. Take care. Bye.
See you guys later. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.